Being humble as a Christian is one of the most powerful, yet overlooked ways we can experience God's blessings. Humility doesn't minimize us, it magnifies God. If you've ever wrestled with pride, control, or even doubt, this message is for you. In this video, we'll journey together through the story of Hannah in the Old Testament and her surrender, a father's honest cry to Jesus, and the modern example of Keanu Reeves, an amazing actor whose greatest contribution to Hollywood has been his humble spirit. Stay with me, because what you learn today could transform your walk with God. If you've ever wondered how to stay humble while standing strong, you're in the right place. So let's travel this journey together. Point number 1, Hannah's surrender. Let's begin with Hannah, the mother of Samuel. Her humility changed history. Hannah was barren in a culture that deeply stigmatized wives who did not have children. Under pressure and pain, she didn't shut down. She poured her heart out to God in the temple. In the first chapter of 1 Samuel, we find Hannah crying out to God, "Lord, if you give me a son, I will dedicate him back to you." That vow wasn't a bargain. It was a humble surrender. She wasn't making a plan. She was expressing her need for God more than her need for a son. When Samuel was born, she kept her promise and entrusted him into God's service. That deep trust launched Samuel into his calling as a prophet. When we respond like Hannah, our humility becomes a platform for God's purpose, not ours. God honors surrendered hearts. Have you ever made a vow or a commitment with God? Did you follow through? I've made a lot of promises, and my follow-through has been subpar. I'm so grateful for God's mercy, grace, and forgiveness. Let me share a little secret with you. I make these videos not for you, but because I need to hear this message over and over and over again. I'm glad you get to listen in, but the truth is, I need to hear this message on a daily basis. Point number 2, the father who cried, "I believe, help me with my unbelief." Now fast forward to the New Testament. A humble father teaches us about faith and honesty. In the book of Mark, chapter 9, verse 24, we find these words, "I believe, help me with my unbelief." This is the most honest confession you'll ever hear. The father believed Jesus could heal his son, but he also admitted his doubts. Jesus didn't rebuke him. He met that father right where he was. The child was healed, not because of perfect belief, but because of honest, humble faith. Your doubts don't disqualify you. They highlight your need for Jesus. Let him meet you there. If you've ever prayed through doubt, you're not alone. Let's celebrate God's grace in the places we're weak. Point number 3, humility in Hollywood. Now let's bring this into today. And I want to talk about someone from the world of film who's become a symbol of humility in a place not exactly famous for it, Hollywood. And that's Keanu Reeves. Keanu is a world-famous actor. He has starred in blockbuster movie franchises like The Matrix and John Wick. He's made millions of dollars. But here's the thing. He's not known for arrogance or ego. He's known for his humility. He rides the subway. He talks with fans like they're friends. He gives away large portions of his salary quietly to crew members and charities, without cameras rolling, without press releases, without fanfare. There's a story that after the Matrix trilogy, he gave away millions of his profits to the special effects and costume teams because he said they were the ones who made the movie possible. Another time, people caught him sitting on a park bench eating a sandwich alone, just like anyone else. He's known to give up his seat on public transportation. In a world where pride and ego are currency, Keanu chooses humility and service. And you know what's powerful? He hasn't lived an easy life. He's gone through incredible loss. His father leaving the family when he was young, the death of his best friend, River Phoenix, and even the heartbreaking loss of a child. Yet through it all, he's chosen humility over bitterness. He's chosen kindness over self-pity. So here's the lesson. Humility isn't just for prophets and biblical heroes. It's possible in boardrooms, in locker rooms, even in Hollywood. Now, I don't know Keanu Reeves' story as it relates to his faith, but I want to encourage you to pray for Keanu. We need more people in Hollywood with his humility, and we certainly want him in heaven for eternity to worship our King. Keanu's story reminds us that humility shines brightest in places where pride rules the stage. And if he can walk humbly in an industry built on ego, then you and I can walk humbly in our families, in our communities, and in our businesses. Point number 4, humility keeps us teachable. When pride creeps in, we stop growing. Hannah brought her request and never stopped praying. The father in the book of Mark admits his doubts. Keanu approaches his life and career by embracing humility with class and grace. Listen, you might be the most gifted person in the room, but without humility, you'll plateau. With humility, you'll keep asking, keep learning, keep leaning into God. So stay teachable. Your spiritual growth depends on your humility more than your talent. Point number 5, humble service brings joyful impact. Finally, humility unleashes service that changes lives. Jesus, not a king cloaked in glory, not a king wearing a crown and being fanned by servants. He washed his disciples' feet. That's humility. And service led by humility, it doesn't signal status, it radiates love. Whether you're serving in your neighborhood, your church, or your workplace, humble service speaks louder than words. It says, I see you. You matter. Don't wait for fanfare. Let your humble acts of service ripple into eternity. Tag someone you've seen humbly serve. Let's celebrate quiet impact. Being humble as a Christian isn't about shrinking. You're not stepping back. You're stepping aside so God can step in. Hannah's surrendered motherhood, a desperate father's honesty when he met Jesus, and Keanu's humble leadership in an ego-filled culture is a beacon of hope in our time. So today, choose humility, embrace honest faith, stay teachable, serve with joy, and trust God's timing. He's the one who exalts humbled hearts. Drop a comment in the chat. Let's make humility a way of life. Amen? I just want to say thank you. Thank you for letting me share this today. Your likes, your shares, your comments mean more than you'll ever know. They encourage me to share this message and keep this channel moving forward. If you resonated with today's message, leave a comment below and share this message with someone who needs to hear it today. What future topic would you like me to dive into next? Let me know down below. I love hearing from you. Please hit subscribe if you haven't already. Your support helps this community grow. Walk humbly, be blessed, and remember, mercy wins always.